Hello, Cybes. I'm back. I know you've all missed me. This is my gift to you on this Labor Day. Just make sure I got everything set up right, yes. Alright, cool. I am so tired, guys. It has been a trial? I think we should go over start to finish these fucking connection problems that have haunted me like my entire year-and-a-half long streaming career. You like my new technical sidechan? This was me all fucking weekend, guys. The stream is going very smoothly right now. We might get... I've seen it drop frames, like, briefly, like 500 frames here or there. And that's it. So I think I've fixed the fucking problem, and let me tell you guys all about it, because what I had to fucking go through... It was mostly a process, a long process of elimination. So early on, I was streaming on the Wi-Fi, like an idiot, but it was fine, right? And then I started getting drops and shit, and I was like, God damn it. So I moved the router into my personal room, because there's a coaxial here for it. Plugged that in, got better, started having problems again, went full Ethernet. That worked for a while. It was good. But then recently, like, whatever was happening, it would tank even the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet at the same time across the entire network. I could not figure it out, so I thought, okay, it's gotta be the router/modem combo from the ISP. So that fucking Thursday, right after I tried to stream again, after Wednesday went so bad, I drove right out to the fucking Cox Communications store and got them to swap my modem. I said, surely this must be the problem. I get the new modem set up, I plug it in Ethernet, nothing. Same fucking issues. Same fucking thing happens. So I said, okay, it has got to be something on my end. So, I unplugged my computer. I bought, a new Ethernet card and a new Wi-Fi card. I took out the old Wi-Fi card. My old Ethernet was just on my, my motherboard, so I can't take that out. But I disabled it just in case. So I disabled that old Ethernet, and I took out the Wi-Fi card. I put in the new Ethernet, plugged that in, and I was getting, like, incredible speeds, because I had upgraded the plan a little while ago, thinking that might be the issue. So now I have way more data than I actually need. I might actually downgrade. So I don't need to be paying for that much, unless I want to stream 8K video. I don't need that much. So I might go... So I finally figured out, it might have been my old Wi-Fi card dragging down the entire network. Like, it had some kind of issue. It might even be the PCIe port itself. I haven't even put anything back in there. I'm too afraid to put anything back in that particular port. So I didn't even bother installing the new Wi-Fi card. I'm just gonna send it back. And I got a little Bluetooth USB so I can wear my headphones around the house. It has better range than my old fucking Wi-Fi card anyway! God! So yeah. So basically, that solved it. I had to actually remove components and install new ones myself. Luckily, I know how to do that. I mean, I'm not the best in the world, but I did build my own computer. And honestly, if you could work a screwdriver, you can build a fucking computer. It's not that difficult. Everything is labeled where it goes. All the plugs are proprietary to what they plug into. You know, you just have to use a part picker to make sure nothing's gonna be incompatible. Hang on, my cat just opened the door. Decide where you want to be, kitty boy. Can't decide if he wants to be in here or out in the rest of the house. So anyway... So, I'm not even gonna draw today, because it's not really an art stream. We're just gonna go over all the shit I was trying to talk about last time. I did get a random blue screen of death, but I ran a scan through the command prompt, and it fixed some corrupted files, so hopefully we're golden now. So, I think we'll start with talking about old Ragnar. Old Ragnar the Red. This is what I was trying to talk about last time. That might be a little bit... I deleted this... I deleted the second VOD. The hell, my headphones just... I can still hear things, though. My headphones just made a blip at me. Probably because it's done looking for Bluetooth. Okay, yes, the music's on. Devil's Dance Floor is a perfect backer for this, I guess. Yeah, no, let's switch to something instrumental. There we go. It's good old dated music. Now, desktop's still coming through on your guys' end, it looks like, so I don't know what my headphones were beeping at me about just now. I did buy these headphones. I have these headphones plugged in directly right now, because they do have an aux. I made sure to get ones with an aux, so... so I'm not on my shitty little, Bluetooth USB right now. Anyway, so... let us, make fun of Ragnar Tonrquist, like I was trying to do last week. We resume. So if you don't know, Ragnar is the, Oh, it looks like we got a super coming.
Thomas93 sent a super chat. I know the real cause. Dinklebird. Pouting face emoji.
Yeah, it was all him chewing on my wires all along. But yeah, I'm getting like... God, I'm getting such a good upstream right now, too. This is so fucking stupid. Well, he's Norwegian, so it's the most Norwegian name I've ever fucking heard of. So, he's the head of Red Thread Games and the lead writer of Dustborn, which I played on stream. It's that awful quote-unquote woke game where it's trying to do, like, American Twitter wokeness seriously, but it's through the filter of a bunch of Norwegian people. I mean, he claims Americans are on the team, too, but we'll get into that. So, this was what I put up. Now, see, I was looking at some of his tweets and his Bluesky posts, and I was like, I think this guy name searches. Because I've seen him, like, arguing with people about the game. I was like, I bet this guy name searches. So, I made sure to include his name in this post. So I'm a little stinker. So I said, so I finished Dustborn, and I was wrong about it being 5 writers who never communicated with each other. Apparently, Red Thread Games head Ragnar Tonrquist wrote most of it based on his own Twitter brain rot. It was the most disjointed nonsense that couldn't even keep its own plot and lore consistent. So this is the thing, he's billed big letters as lead writer in the end credits, and it's like, okay, bro, if you want to take all the credit, you gotta take all the blame. So, sure enough, I caught him. I got him. He name searches. Rip Bozo. So, here he says, if you watch the credits, you'd see the game had 3 writers. I was one of them. We spoke pretty much every day. You don't have to like the game. We welcome good faith criticism, but it helps to get the facts straight. Yeah, there were 2 other writers, but their names were tiny compared to his. And he's the head of the company. Like, anybody could veto his fucking decisions, right? So I started questioning him about the game. I want to go back to down to my first part first. I said, well, I have a few questions. Why were the Puritans barely set up narratively before suddenly becoming our final villains? So the Puritans are these, like, transhumanists from California, which is its own country in Dustborn. Damn it, flogging Molly, I want... I guess that's not quite instrumental, but... So yeah, the Puritans are these, all-white transhumanists from California. Hang on, actually, I bet they have the concept art online. Yeah, so these guys. So they're transhumanists from, California, which is its own country, but it's also, like a cyberpunk cartocracy or something. It's ruled by corporations. So California is ruled by corporations and is its own country, and these guys are part of it. We encounter these guys maybe, like... We encounter the kid, like he talks to us in our dreams, but these 2 we encounter twice. And the second time is, like, the final fight with them. These are the people we steal from in the beginning of the game, but they hardly come up the entire time, are mostly focused on Justice, the supposed fascists of the Republic, which is, like, the rest of the country. So already, like, why was this woman just suddenly our main villain when, like, she justifiably was chasing us for, you know, robbing her and stealing data from them and corporate espionage. So, like, what did she do wrong exactly? Except be a transhumanist corporate lady? Anyway, and I said, why were the supposedly fascist justice the heroes that swept in and saved us from the spooky transhumanist Californians? Because that's what happens. The justice guys, who are supposed to be like this big fascist militant police force who use non-lethal laser guns, just let us go at one point, and then come and rescue us from the Californians. And he wonders why this sounds like a parody. And hey, Billy Donuts, welcome. Thank you for bringing the donuts. And then I said, why were all the villainous leaders women? Because they were. And he goes, thanks for asking. The Puritans could have used more screen time. It's something we discussed during development, but didn't have a good solution for. How do you not have a solution for, like, keeping focus on who is supposed to be your main bad guy, apparently? You're the writer, bro. It was your job to find a solution to this issue. We added additional scenes and dialogue for the Herald and Overseer in recent patches, which I must have played the game after the recent patches, so it didn't seem like a lot, so there was even less of them before? Yeah, and I said the solution would be to actually involve them in the plot, I'd say, and he never answered that one. And then my second question was, for that matter, why did you imply that our president, who was famously assassinated for being too progressive and tried to dismantle the CIA, would have plunged America into fascism had he survived? Because if you don't know, the alt history twist of Dustborn is JFK survived his assassination, Jackie O died instead, JFK remarried to Marilyn Monroe, who was already dead by that point. And together they founded the militant police force Justice that eventually plunged America into fascism. But apparently the fascism happened recently and it wasn't their fault, if you squint at, like, an in-game book. So, yeah. But, so yeah, was that, like, ironic? Or just a cultural misunderstanding on your part? Like, why JFK? Why JFK? Was my question, which he does not answer. That's a misread or misunderstanding of JFK's role in the story. He didn't plunge America into fascism. He founded Justice, protect and serve America, but the organization was corrupted after his death. But it's still the organization he founded, so you're still saying JFK directly led to fascism, you know? Like, this is the part he doesn't understand. This is discussed in a couple of dialogues, and a book players can pick up in multiple scenes. There was one dialogue where Pax's sister is like, this isn't what JFK would have wanted. And then Pax goes, this is exactly what JFK would have wanted. And, you know, Pax has that sort of protagonist morality where everything she does is automatically right. So why wouldn't we think Pax is the right one, since she's never wrong anyway? And the plot revolves around her. So what, her sister read a bunch of books and decided JFK didn't really cause the fascism, but that's her personal opinion. How are we supposed to know that's, like, factual in the game's story, you know? So, I said, right, because the book is about Marilyn Monroe, who is called Lady Justice, and who Gnome says is responsible for the modern republic. So I said, right, so, Marilyn Monroe, who, he has somehow remarried to after she died, plunged America into fascism. Lady Justice, the one responsible for the modern republic, which your story claims is fascist. Why did you turn this woman who was very progressive in her lifetime into the problem? And he goes, in our alternate timeline, Marilyn did not die. I have a feeling he just didn't even know she died a year before JFK, but that's okay. Otherwise, she'd be dead? She supported JFK's vision for America after his death, thus Lady Justice. She was not responsible for what subsequent presidents did to justice, nor does the text claim that. Anyway, thanks for being willing to learn more, and I think he muted me here.
Scones and Jam sent a super chat. Marilyn used her celebrity status to help Ella Fitzgerald, who she admired. A lovely person who was mistreated, and I wish more people knew that.
Yeah, she was very progressive, and Marilyn Monroe herself was very mistreated. Her life is very tragic if you actually look into it, you know? Even the original photos that made her famous, she only did them because she was desperate for money, and then they were sold and spread around without her consent. Isn't that nice? Let's see, I said... Oh no, he didn't mute me here, but he did eventually mute me, I think. I said, well, you did have your made-up president, Ward, who was not present in the game at all, which is true. We saw, like, billboards of this guy, but he has absolutely zero presence in the game. So all any American can do is be absolutely baffled why you chose JFK and Marilyn Monroe to be the people to lead the USA into fascism when they were both progressives. You had Nixon or Reagan right there! And he goes, again, neither of them led America into fascism. That happened through the actions of others. I'm turning Canadian. Sometimes actions have unintended consequences. Sometimes we do good things that lead to bad things, even if it's not on us. That's life. That's partly what this game is about. But yeah, but still, the main crux of what led to fascism in America was JFK surviving. That is my point, my dude. You know? I said, but the overall outcome of this narrative decision of yours is JFK not being assassinated resulted in the United States becoming fascist. There's really no getting around that. And that's rightfully laughable to Americans. So, this dude swept in recently trying to, like, white knight for Ragnar here. And then another dude came in at some point who had a lot of interesting insight. Let me see if I can find his posts. No, maybe he was somewhere else. But this Romanian guy popped up and was like, I think they chose JFK and Marilyn Monroe because those are like the two most famous people in Europe know. In America. That's like the most famous president people know.
Spoons and Jam sent a super chat. Also going to point out here that the one predominantly Muslim character turned out to be the snitch/traitor. Game, what are you trying to say?
Oh, but she regretted it immediately, and
emoji.
it also wasn't really her fault. But yeah, I definitely, yeah, watch the Dustborn streams, they're fucking hilarious. But then, this is where he pissed me off last week, and when my internet died.
John Williams sent a super chat. I think the writer thought Clone High JFK was the real thing.
Or maybe they thought JFK was a fictional president because of Clone High. I like your words, Magic Man. Anyway, so, he compares the actual threat of, martial law in DC right now to his fucking Tonka toy gun, non-lethal laser gun-carrying, completely bumbling and incompetent, overly polite, quote-unquote, militant fascist. That was the funniest part to me about justice in the game, is they are way more mild than actual police in America right now. You know, they use non-lethal weapons. They painstakingly don't try to hurt people. They're very polite. They're very understanding and reasonable. And these are supposed to be the fascists we're against. But yeah, he actually fucking compared it to, you know, the real fucking fears of Americans right now, and I told him as much right then, too. I said, it's pretty offensive of you to compare your bumbling, non-lethal laser gun-toting, prequel droid-ass fascists to the very real fears and anxieties we Americans are facing right now, especially from nearly halfway across the world. Yeah. Yeah, the robots are the best thing about Dustborn, you're correct. What other crap was this bozo talking about? 'Cause I know... let's see. Yeah, he's still coping about it a year later. Like, bro, you made a bad game. Here's the passage, this person who kinda defends him, but kinda not. This was the book passage we were supposed to read to realize that, I'm gonna pause the supers too, just in case right here. I can finally finish reading this, guys. This is what we were supposedly supposed to find in-game and squint at and read the whole thing in order to find out, oh, but the fascism wasn't really JFK and Marilyn Monroe's fault, even though all the characters act like it is, you know? So we go. Let's see, something career in Hollywood suffered as Monroe became more and more engaged with politics. In 1997, at the age of 71, she officially retired from acting, and she would stay away from the silver screen for 14 years until 2011's The Widow brought her back for a 10-year victory lap that lasted until the 2021's Hollywood Homes. Monroe moved from Los Angeles back to Washington, D.C. in June of 1997 and quickly acclimated to her old haunts. She was still a superstar, reminisces Dana Wilson, who was part of Monroe's circle at the time. She was in her early 70s, but she was so glamorous, so elegant, so gloriously old school. She looked like she was 55 and acted like she was 30. Everywhere she went, she was worshipped, either because she was Marilyn Monroe, legendary star of the silver screen, or because she was Mrs. Kennedy, widow to the greatest American president. Here in Washington, of course, the latter counted more than the former. So this dude seriously only thinks of Marilyn Monroe as the starlet does not know the fucking tragedy that was her life. Oh, she was worshipped because she was either known as the starlet who was taken advantage of by multiple men, or the wife of another man. Oh, wow. Anyway. But Washington, D.C. was also changing. In 1997, and keep in mind, the game does take place in 2030. How many terms do we have with presidents now? Is it just forever presidents? This was not clear on the game either. But Washington, D.C. was also changing. In 1997, this was already Samuel Ward's town. There had been a tidal shift in the political landscape. The age of Kennedy was finally past, and though Ward presented himself as a new Kennedy, he also stood for something that broke with the past and with Kennedy's contemporaries. Monroe didn't hide her animosity for the new president. Again, well, so is Ward still the president in 2030? So, how long are our fucking terms now, Ragnar, in America? Do you know how our government even fucking works? I don't think he does, for one thing. She was contemptuous of President Ward, continues Wilson. Oh, this is the woman I was doing before. She was contemptuous of President Ward, continues Wilson, who accompanied Monroe to a number of social events in the city in the late 1990s. In this game, Marilyn Monroe is still alive at 104. Why wasn't she interviewed for the book? Okay, Ragnar. She thought he was a sham, a shameless populist who rode on John's coattails, yet tried to cast blame for America's misfortunes on the JFK presidency. When Monroe and Ward reportedly met at a White House fundraiser in 1998, Marilyn did not hesitate to tell Ward how she felt. She gave him a real talking to, laughs Wilson, about what Kennedy had accomplished and what Ward hadn't. So were there no presidents between those two? From 1999 to 20-fucking-30? What are you talking? Was he not elected yet? Was he a senator? What are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? According to witnesses, the confrontation escalated to the point where Ward was escorted away by Secret Service agents who refused to lay hands on Monroe. So, was he president already or not? She stayed at the party while Ward left, apparently stewing, according to the other partygoers. So he was kicked out of his own White House party by his own Secret Service, if he was president? Yeah, so he was already president in 1997. So he's just been president for over 30 years. What are you talking about, Ragnar? Did JFK also, abolish term limits? How do you think our presidents work? The feeling, it seemed, was mutual. In an interview with the Washington Daily Herald in 1998, Ward said of Monroe, "She's clinging to an America that is past. She's lashing out because she's no longer relevant. I have great respect for Mrs. Kennedy and her husband's many accomplishments, and I'm glad to have met her and spoken with her, but I'm not going to take her words for much more than what they are, the feeble attempt to reestablish herself in the political limelight." And from this, we were supposed to gather that the fascism was totally this new guy's fault and not JFK and Marilyn Monroe's, even though they are the ones who founded justice. And this guy has apparently been president for 30 years and is not present in the game at all, outside of, a billboard and maybe a couple of mentions. How was this supposed to make sense to anybody, Mr. Tonrquist?
Invoicing Emu sent a super chat. He claims he wanted to make a statement about real-world politics, but it comes off as mocking the situation and it's disgusting.
Yes, exactly.
Thomas93 sent a super chat. JFK from COD. Zombies seems way more accurate than this one.
Yeah.
Scones and Jam sent a super chat. Never leave your crucial lore in an optional codex.
Yeah, right? That's exactly what they did here.
Grace Wolf sent a super chat. This poorly written exposition that could have been conversation for the characters is a book that the writers expect to be read. This entire game smells of too many concepts and not enough planning.
Yeah, and Gnome is reading the book throughout the game, so couldn't they have discussed this point exactly? You know, the fuck, guy. He just refuses to acknowledge that he has written a bad, broken, incomprehensible story. about a country he doesn't live in and has probably never been to. That was the other thing. He was getting real fucking... I might have to go look at my own... He was getting real fucking elitist as well. Let me just look at my own replies, because I might be able to find these, Well, this guy was saying, Nixon is right there. You're describing the most obvious cliche route. And I'm like, yeah, but Ragnar said they didn't even choose JFK for the irony. So, like, why did you choose JFK is what I don't understand. You know? And this is the Romanian person. I'm sorry, it was a chick, or I think. I don't know. Just a guy. We're all guys. So, let's see. Oh yeah, he was like, so this other guy, or chick, this other chick got into it with him. And this is the Romanian who was like, I think JFK is just the most known president, American president in Europe, and that's why they chose him, and it's not even that deep. And I'm like, I am inclined to agree. They said, in other words, you wanted to include JFK or Marilyn Monroe in your game because as a Norwegian guy, those two American figures you're most familiar with, right? No need to dive deeper into the country's history and politics. Those two pop culture icons will do. And he goes, sigh. He has to, like, roleplay. Two of the game's 3 writers were American, very well versed in American history. Alternate history is alternate history, not reality. We built a story around real characters, familiar and recognizable to most people in the world, even to non-Americans. Our fictional story is pure fiction. Yeah, dude, I know it's fiction, but you still chose JFK to be the president that directly results in there being fascism. Being American doesn't make you an expert in American history. I am Romanian, and yet I have many American friends who keep telling me I know more about their history, culture, and laws than them. I believe it.
John Williams sent a super chat. Bionicle had fascist police who didn't kill. Which characters thought was strange. But the twist was the villain plan was to rewrite everyone's memories so the average citizen thought he was their god.
Oh, that's even worse, yeah.
Swones and Jam sent a super chat. Could you imagine if it was Nancy Reagan who was Lady Justice instead? Darn it, I could actually see that.
Yeah, right? This dude, chick, whoever, this person also called themselves a Freeaboo, which I think is great. That's better than Westaboo when it's America specifically. Freeaboo. And he goes, so you're lecturing and berating our college-educated American writers for not being experts in American history? Oh, they're college-educated, guys. They're college-educated. We need to really respect that. Obviously, nobody with a college degree could write a shitty fucking plot, even though you all did. Like, dude, he is, like, the quintessential, like, well-off, smug lefty, but he's not even American, you know? Like, how do you do this? Like, he is so brain-rotted by American Twitter, and he's not even American. It's insane. It's amazing. I think he also, like, was lifting off... Oh, yeah, he lifts off, like, all the awards they've won. All the writers I hired won awards, so the story can't be bad. Like, that is so elitist. Oh my god, how problematic, Ragnar Tonrquist. So, yeah, and then I said, it's funny because Nixon was right there. All you had to do was make it that instead of resigning or being impeached, Nixon turned the USA into a dictatorship. Boom, simple, believable. And since fascism also gave us robots, apparently, he could have looked something like this. Nixon's back! Best episode of Futurama. I just wanted an excuse to post that. Alright, so I think we're done with Ragnar. I just wanted to finally get through all of that. You know, close these, close this. We don't need this anymore. On to the ACC. We're not gonna watch a whole video, but I needed to talk about
Denmark
this.
sent a super chat. How does this feel worse than David Cage's writing?
It is actually worse than David Cage's writing. That's quite an accomplishment. Though it doesn't surprise me that David Cage's company fucking published it.
Silver-haired Freak 25 sent a super chat. I can totally believe a gaggle of college brothers wrote that
Yeah,
script.
right? Exactly. Really pretentious one. So, Hidden Heroine is like some ACC hanger-on. You can see she's like a 200 sub Andy. She's one of Lio's kittens. And she put me on a thumbnail randomly, and we were all like, what? What? She barely talks about me in this video, and I was like, who the fuck is even that supposed to be? And they're like, oh, that's Dreamer. I'm like, who? Like, I barely know who the fuck Dreamer is, and she's drawing this like we're best friends or something? Like, how the fuck am I even involved here, other than you guys kept, like, haranguing this guy about me of your own fucking choice. Anyway, this thumbnail was so funny, and we were all so confused why I was there. I said we should turn it into Malcolm, so I did one. So now I have a little crying Malcolm in my arms.
John Williams sent a super chat. Reagan was perfect even with the angle he didn't intend. They could say he signed the doc without reading it, which he was known to do.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, so I turned it into Malcolm. And then, Lavishly Lavender, who I don't know if they're here right now, did a complete redraw and just stuck Anthony in. Which I think is great, because that's just as confusing as my conclusion. And of course, there's Lio in the McDonald's play palace. I like how we both put the beanie on Malcolm. The propeller beanie on Malcolm. It's good, it's perfect. It's art, you're right, it's art. Pure art. So we were having fun with that. Malcolm had no idea what was going on. He was like, why are you drawing this? What's going on? I was like, Malcolm, you have to see this fucking thumbnail. So this lady, like, I don't even know what the fuck this video is about. I watched it as it premiered, and I watched Malcolm stream it. And I still, like, it hurts my brain. Mostly because she has the fucking Wii music going on loop the entire time, and it's too loud. It is agonizing.
Cinder the Deer sent a super chat. I swear Leo's circle is just writing fanfic of
They
you.
are. It's like they all, like, Chris the Narc also, like, vagued me, apparently. People were showing me the clip, and it's like, they're all, like, pretending that I'm still, like, engaging with any of them and involved in this. It's like they all had this big plan to make me their next lol count that I didn't play along.
They are begging for you to get involved, Amo.
I know, right?
Face emoji.
And it's like, fuck, man, I used to watch Chris the Narc, but now he's turned out to be kind of a dipshit. Like, he's like, oh, she's a lesbian. And I was like, can you fucking calm down, my guy? Like, like, they all just go mask off with the homophobia immediately.
Fanatic sent a super chat. OFC, she has a Lore Olympus PFP.
Oh yeah, she uses nothing but Lore
Webtoon.
Olympus shit. Yeah, I was joking, because I was, at one point I said, I was about to say we can't be sure she's white, but she's a Lore Olympus fan. So here's just a sample of what ear cancer this fucking video is.
Attacks on his child, which kickstarts Beckett taking notice of the situation and offering his
This music goes the entire time, and it's not even looped well. It fades out and comes back in.
In which it is pointed out to Vlad for the first time that Dreamer apparently was impersonated. Neither believe his claims.
So this is what the
and a
whole
brief
fucking
recap
video
brings
sounds
no
like.
result. There is, to Vlad's knowledge, no impersonator in
It's
his staff,
fucking
which makes sense.
mind-numbing, and I guess they're simping for Gilded Poo right now, which, why the fuck do any of them tolerate that loser? I have no idea. But, maybe we'll just watch the part where she talks about me, because she keeps going on about me reading Stockholm, and the irony is, then she later says, you can't just throw accusations out at people without knowing all the details, which is exactly what she does to me in this video. Oh wow, 2.4k views, this is really doing numbers for you, huh? So, let me zoom out so I can get to the fucking transcript. Just gotta find me. Hopefully it spells my name correctly. Transcripts can be a little strange. Oh no, it's gonna bring up every said. No! Here we go. Just where she starts talking about me. Yeah, okay, this part's fine. This is good enough. We'll do a few little videos today as a treat. Reach at the timestamp, damn it. Oh. I'm zoomed in too far. That might be my fucking problem.
Seriously at all. Dreamer accuses Lio of abuse again, and finally bringing up Sai and Lio's grievances with the lady. Lio talks about Sai.
Where is he talking? Where does he bring me up? It sounds like you all brought me up.
personal, whatever that's supposed to mean. I point out that his frequent misuse of serious
I like how she just doesn't even read out these screenshots and just flashes them by and says, "Oh, trust me, this is what they say."
Allegations such as abuse and sexual harassment means that nobody's really going to take him seriously at all. Juma accuses Laya of abuse again, and finally bringing up Sai and Laya's grievances with the lady. Laya talks about Sai reading Stockholm literal written CP to make fun of it, to which streamer replies that it's not that serious.
Literal written CP. No, honey, I was laughing at 4 sentences from Stockholm. That is a scene between 2 adult women who are not related by blood. And what was funny about it was one of the women's quote-unquote nectar was described as tangy. And everybody laughed at that because, girl, that is a UTI. So we were laughing at a scene Lily Orchard wrote between 2 adult women who are not related by blood, miraculously for a Lily Orchard work. And all of you have turned that into Sai is distributing CP. But then later she'll go on, at the very end she says, "Oh, don't spread rumors about people without getting all the facts first." Right. Yeah. Yeah. Let me try to find that in the transcript. Because I was like dying by that point. I was dying because of the droning fucking music. She had to release a version without the music because it was so bad. No, they further disagree on Sai being worse than Courtney. Yeah, how am I worse than the woman who was teaching a teenage girl how to masturbate and telling her if boys at school bully her and tell her boobs are small, she should just tell them their dicks aren't big enough to titty fuck? That was me laughing at a lesbian sex scene written by Lily Orchard between 2 adult women. Worse than that. I would like to know, hidden heroine. Where did you hide the heroine, by the way? I need some. Anyway, I can't find it right now. I'm not even that interested, but this is even the first time this bitch has just put me in a thumbnail for no reason. There I am again! What, who even is that? I don't know these people. Why? Why do you keep putting me, like, it's really funny, because these assholes keep putting me in thumbnails and keep mentioning me, because they know my name will bring them numbers. And then they go on and on about how, like, I shouldn't talk about her numbers. Oh my god, that's so crash. It's like, shut the fuck, you're all such fucking hypocrites. But they think I care. Like, they are desperate to believe I'm involved in their stupid little community that nobody but them cares about. And like I said, even fucking Chris the Narc is playing this game with these idiots now. And we were talking about this in Malcolm's server. Like, you have Gilded Pooh, Beckett, and Chris the Narc, 3 guys who all announced that they were gunning for Lio. They were gonna get Lio. They're gonna tear apart Lio. And now they're all Lio's minions.
Miss Jasmine sent a super chat. Can't stay 'cause work tax.
Aw, working on
Have
Labor
a good
Day.
stream.
That
Purple
sucks, Miss
hearts
Jasmine.
emoji.
Hey, have a nice day at work, though, or night, or whatever. So yeah, like they're all like it's like they all expected me to continue to engage with them so I could be their new punching bag, and then I didn't engage and just stopped talking to any of them, and they're still trying to wring something out of that. It's so fucking weird.
Scones and Jam sent a super chat. Vita, the kittens are here.
Vita, the kittens are here. Why, are there kittens in my chat? I can't even tell. Oh my god. Yeah, it's because I like Hell of a Boss, which is serious business to hate Vivzy Pop's cartoons. That's the other thing, all those people are like, oh my god, Saya's so obsessed, they're her favorite shows. They're not actually. I like them well enough, but they're not my favorite thing. But these people make, like, hating this woman and her cartoons their entire fucking online presence.
Igor sent a super chat. The only way to win the game is to simply not play.
Exactly, like, I was like, I could tell exactly what they were fucking doing. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not even going to, like, respond to these fucking idiots anymore, because the only thing I was trying to do was be like, how can you say Lio is, like, helping people when he hasn't helped a single fucking person and clearly doesn't care about victims? And, of course, none of them cared. That's why they all hang out with him, so that was disappointing. Anyway, what else should I have on the agenda here? I guess just Lily. I got through this faster than I thought.
Sent a super chat. Guys, I heard that smokes. We done doing.
I mean, this might be a short stream today anyway, so, I am planning... I thought I might do Lily's video Wednesday, but it's so fucking short. It's so fucking short. I think we're just gonna do it right now. And, I'll be doing a normal Wednesday stream. And then we'll go back to my original plan. I'll be doing Wolf Among Us next weekend. So I'll probably do that Friday and Saturday. And then I will be getting into the spooky season games, which I'll put up a little reminder about that, about which ones I'm doing.
Seaweed Fanatic sent a super chat. Whenever Lily SHTS out her BG3 video, I'll be sure to mention you positively lol.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna cover her Baldur's Gate 3 stuff because I haven't played it yet, so, I have nothing to say, so just let Crispy get her. Crispy will get her. Favorite video game is hard. It's hard. Right now I probably would say No Man's Sky, which No Man's Sky just got a huge boost, from all the disillusioned Star Citizen players with that new update where you can just completely build ships piece by piece, which I haven't tried yet. I am thinking I might stream the No Man's Sky expedition, you know, do another little No Man's Sky stream, at least starting the expedition. That could be fun. So, I can go back to my regular plans now that the stupid fucking problem is over. So, there's part of me is still just waiting for something to go wrong, you know? I'm just like, oh god, any minute now, it's all just gonna tank again, and I'll be back at square one, oh god! That's just my anxiety talking. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention this shit because it was so fucking random that this Lio kid is, like, putting me in thumbnails, and it's like, but why? I was like, I guess Dreamer was like, well, Sai was nice to me. He was like, motherfucker, I don't remember talking to you. Like, maybe we talked once on Twitter or something, or I responded to you on Twitter. And of course, to these ACC people, that means you're, like, stalwart allies if you respond to someone online, like, once. You know, it's... They are ridiculous people, and their world is so tiny. And they expect everyone else to know all the ins and outs of their stupid intercommunity bullshit, which is just like this Ouroboros of misery that they all maintain, and they don't even have to. Like, all of you could just walk away, you know? You could just walk away!
Cryohazard sent a super chat. You didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 yet?
No, not yet, so... Oh, are you gonna buy that one too, so I feel obligated to Cryo? Cryo's been gifting me games lately. For future investment in entertainment. No, I will stream it eventually. I will. But right now, I do want to do my spooky game plans. I'll be doing Cat Lady and Soma this month. And at the end of this month, into the beginning of October, I am gonna go away on a trip to see my brother. So I'll definitely, like, remind you guys of that, because I'll have to take a streaming break then, unless I, like, I don't know, bring a laptop with me or something. But, I probably wouldn't even bother, so, because I'm just gonna be out visiting friends and family.
Awesomeness sent a super chat. She lives. Not the hero we need, but the one we got.
Yes. Very accurate, thank you. Like I said, this might be kind of a short stream, but we will just watch Lily's new video. Though I wanted to go over a few things on her channel right now. Let me not pause the music yet. So Lily, we haven't talked about Lily in a while, and that's because she's been boring as fuck. So she's still...
John Williams sent a super chat. Aren't these guys supposed to be commenting on art?
I think they're called that because people draw art while commenting, but I don't know.
Lampass sent a super chat. I'm playing Silent Hill 3 and am lost in the subways and there are dogs everywhere, help.
You gotta get on a train, from what I remember. You gotta get on a train. Don't get hit by it.
Chipmanly93 sent a super chat. The Misery Ouroboros will continue until morale improves.
Misery Ouroboros would be a good band name. Anyway, so Lily put out a video about Lars of the Stars, which is the upcoming Steven Universe spin-off, which there is absolutely no information about yet. There's only a logo, so I have no idea what the fuck she's even gonna say about it. But this is the thing, you know, a while ago Lily was like, I'm happy just being a niche channel. Just a niche channel, doing whatever I want. So she tried that for like 4 videos. She made a video on Nom Nom Nami, who is a pedophile who makes these cringy lolly games that she likes. And there is proof that Nom Nom Nami is, because she has admitted to basically, like, visiting a 14-year-old when she was, like, 21, and lying to that 14-year-old's parents that she was also a teenager, and then staying in that 14-year-old's bed overnight, and tickling that 14-year-old's ears, and kissing them. So, at 21, she made out with a 14-year-old. I am willing to call that person a pedophile. It's probably why Lily likes her. So, she did that, and then she did this Games Gone Player sexual video that got her in trouble with Crispy. You can see her numbers are just getting worse and worse and worse over time, you know? And then she did her top 20 favorite games, which mystified me.
Graham Linnea sent a super chat. Malcolm's stream just ended,
better raid
therefore
me.
I'm here. What we talking about?
We're talking about Lily now. You get to the Lily part. I did my preamble on my woes, fixing my connection issues, continuing to make fun of the lead writer of Dustborn, who I talked to on Bluesky, going over the ACC people just putting me in their thumbnails for no good goddamn reason, showing me hugging people I don't even know. And now we're gonna talk about Lily. Hola, mamacitas, if Malcolm does raid me. He didn't raid me, that son of a bitch! I hope he doesn't find his perfect refrigerator. Anyway. So yeah, she did this... oh no, maybe they did. I can't see anything right now. Anyway, if Malcolm did raid me, then he's not a son of a bitch. So CD calls top 20 favorite games. She went back to her old fucking... thumbnail style too.
A super chat. Tiny cleanser. I got Copic pants.
Hey!
With my wallet.
They are expensive, but they can be very nice. Yes, she went back to her old thumbnail style too. This ugly ass tan thumbnail style with the bad font.
Bylonic sent a super chat. I'm sorry, Sigh. Malcolm did not raid you.
Ugh, see if I super chat him again. Ugh. But yeah, like, her top 20 favorite games. She is not known as a gaming channel. She plays a very limited amount of video games. Why would anyone care about your top 20 games, Lily? You know, like, this is just bad for your channel. And then another Nom Nom Nami game. Which, what about this thumbnail looks appealing? Again, if this thumbnail makes you look like a new YouTuber. This thumbnail makes you look like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You know, this makes you look like an amateur, Lily. Not that I care if you're killing your channel, but then she started algo chasing. But a little too late. She's a little too late on both of these subjects. So, you might hear the dog barking, don't mind that. But, so, she's talking about payment processors, the whole thing with MasterCard and Visa shutting off certain game companies over adult video games. But that's like, Lily, you're not on the hot button on this one. You came out a little too late with this. Same thing with Lars of the Stars. It was announced a while ago.
Espionata sent a super chat. She listed Darksiders as one of her favorite series. I bet she never finished any of them. She would hate the weight puzzle in the first game, which can take forever if not using the glitch.
She probably cheats.
Confused Cabal sent a super chat. Oi boss. Long time no see. Have some get yourself a better internet provider, Cash. Also, thoughts on the new NMS update?
I actually haven't played it yet. I wanna stream the expedition, and see what, because the expeditions will usually correlate to the update and have you doing stuff from the update so you can check it out. So it's an easy way to see how it all works. So I might do that at some point, because I'm definitely doing Wolf Among Us this weekend. Maybe Thursday we could do a No Man's Sky stream? I don't know. But actually, it wasn't even my internet provider, guys. I have been slandering Cox Communications. It had to have been my old Wi-Fi card, dragging down the entire network somehow. Or the port it was plugged into. I was saying earlier, I'm afraid to plug anything into that port again. I might try with my, I have a card of extra USB slots that I was using for my VR setup. But no, yeah, it was actually my own components. I actually, after getting the new router, and it still had the same problem, I was like, okay, it has to be something on my end. So I took apart my computer, I cleaned it and dusted it while I was at it, installed a new Ethernet, disabled the old Ethernet on my motherboard, and didn't even bother putting a new Wi-Fi card in, and it's been working beautifully. So, I think it might have been the Wi-Fi card. But yes, we're gonna watch a Lorch video, guys. It's probably it's only 8 minutes long, so I couldn't even bother doing it on a Wednesday. So, let's just watch this and see where it goes, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about a few more things, and I might just sign off. This was mostly a test and a makeup stream, for my connection dying last Wednesday. So, yeah, so that's kind of my plan right now. Probably normal art stream on Wednesday, maybe some No Man's Sky on Thursday night. Friday and Saturday nights will be Wolf Among Us.
It's Wes sent a super chat. Lars of the Stars drops 20 more years of Lily SU content. Crying face
There's
emoji.
like no information on it yet.
Always sent a super chat. Cucks still sucks. Slander them anyway.
I don't know, because you guys should see the connection I'm getting right now over the Ethernet. Hang on, let's go to the speed test. It's a little crazy, actually. Here we go, here we go. So that's my download speed. Again, I think I can downgrade my plan now. I don't think I need this much. Let's see what the upload speed is. Yeah, like fucking 30. You only need 10 for a stream like mine. So maybe I don't need this much. I don't know. I could downgrade my plan, spend a little less money, maybe. Yeah, yeah. So. But yeah, when I first plugged in the Ethernet, it was getting numbers like that. I was like, holy fucking shit. The Lily does hate Lars. I also hate Lars. So let's just see what she has to say, guys.
Words deep into a dissertation.
Oh yeah, I skipped over there to get the. Let's not put it in theater mode or zoom it out. I have to be transformative. No, I should zoom it out. Oh God, what is happening? YouTube, cooperate, please. Oh, here we go. Alright, you can see all my recommendations on the side there. Psy highlights? The fuck channel is this? Wait a minute, I have a highlight channel now that is making money off of me? Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to go look at that later. Tell me if that's too loud.
Espionata sent a super chat. The new Dana Terrace show on Glitch looks so good and it has pros and
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that after this. Let's talk about a better thing after this. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That volume okay?
So I've known that Steven Universe was coming back in some form or another for about 4 years now, especially with the way the creators were occasionally bleating for it. Frankly, I wasn't all that interested. My feelings on Steven Universe as a series, its protagonist, its creator, its approach to ethics, and its understanding of mental illness and trauma are simultaneously well documented and heavily misrepresented. So
well, heavily misrepresented by you, Lily. Yes, in fact, indeed, yes. It should have been Psylights.
Revisiting yet another sequel series was never on my to-do list, not when I'm currently 18,000 words deep into a dissertation on enmeshment. But then the announcement...
Why are you a dissertation on enmeshment? So now she's writing a dissertation on her new favorite word, which is enmeshment. Which means family members who are, like, very toxically and unhealthily codependent. But she thinks enmeshment can be a good thing. So that's good. Mm-hmm.
Enmeshment. But then the announcement came, and it turned out the new series was Lars of the Stars, and I thought, okay, hold on, I think you might have something here.
What do you mean? That's completely unsurprising. Look, if you look at the early planning for Steven Universe, Lars of the Stars is the show Rebecca Sugar actually wanted to make. Like, they had so much focus on this idea of Lars becoming a space captain with the off-colors and all this shit. Like, this was in the works forever. You know, like, they wanted to do this for so long. It was a fucking backdoor pilot in the first place, so why are you fucking surprised? Like, this is the show they actually wanted to make, alright? And I have to accept that. As long as I get more gem lore, I guess.
And I thought, okay, hold on, I think you might have something here. So, refresher for people who never saw Steven Universe, Lars Barriga was one of the dozens of human characters populating Beach City. His characterization was an insecure teenager desperately trying to be aloof and cool, and a disproportionate number of episodes get spent on him. Lars
Denmark sent a super chat. She did an incest 30 seconds in. Let's go.
Yeah, she always has to mention incest in some way.
problem with self-loathing, but then again, which Steven Universe character didn't have a self-loathing arc? But unlike a lot of the other characters, he largely just caused destruction to everyone around him over it. Steven spent a lot of time trying to befriend Lars despite his personality defects, which on reflection was an act of foreshadowing. And rather than just cut his losses so the series could move on to something else, they just kept putting in more episodes about him. Personally,
That's because Sadie and Lars were the crew's fucking blorbos. They were the first characters they designed for the series, and they were, like, obsessed with them. They were writers' pets, but, like, you know, that doesn't necessarily translate to good episode writing, because the first time I watched Steven Universe, I was just sitting there going, show, why the fuck do you keep trying to make me care about this fuckboy and this girl with low self-esteem that is too good for him?
I never liked Lars, but in a surprise turn of events, most of the fanbase didn't like him either. He wasn't as bad as characters like the Diamonds, he
plenty
was
of
just
people
a
like
character
him.
who exhausted his value as a character, yet kept showing up to do nothing new or interesting. This was something Steven Universe did a lot. I think they wanted Beach City to become the new Springfield, where there's an entire cast of characters with a rich history behind them. However, The Simpsons had 30 seasons to do that, so...
Lily, you're the one who just decided to compare it to The Simpsons out of nowhere. The only thing in Steven Universe I would say is anything like The Simpsons is when Steven does a political assassination with a t-shirt gun. That's a very Simpsons joke to me.
About the only interesting thing to say about Lars was to make jokes about him not having earlobes because he's designed with the intention that he's wearing ear spreaders, yet before Season 5, Crewniverse never actually drew him wearing the spreaders.
Well, but Lily, your ears stay like that if you have plugs. Your ears will literally stay like that even if you're not wearing the plugs. They get permanently stretched. That's how piercings like that work. Are you stupid? Well, yes. Yeah, that's a rhetorical question, isn't it?
Universe never actually drew him wearing the spreaders. In Season 4, Lars ended up accompanying Steven into space for a trial, and after escaping the trial, he and Steven encountered the Off-Colors, where he was killed by one of the machines whose sole job is hunting down Homeworld's underground jewels. He gets resurrected by Steven, which dyes him pink, and Steven was able to use his hair to connect him to Lion's pocket dimension and get home.
Yes, well.
And you complained about that so much. You said they basically killed him and replaced him with Zaphod Beeblebox, I believe.
Just leave him there. Right, on we go.
Another season later, Steven and Connie went back through the pocket dimension to find Lars as the captain of a spaceship being screamed at by a Homeworld officer.
Yeah, and this was the fucking backdoor pilot. Again, this was the fucking show they actually wanted to make. And I did say once, I would tolerate Lars with the Stars if it got me more gem lore and somewhere a fucking monkey's paw crooked. I guess.
About how Homeworld has a right to defend itself. Lars and the Off-Colors are making a break through Homeworld territory, trying to get back to Earth the slow way, with Lars taking on a personality somewhere between James Kirk and Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Oh, there you go. You made that reference again.
My ego on this ship. I want to cut.
He's nothing like Zaphod Beeblebrox, so shut the fuck up. He's still pretty selfish, actually, even then. He has a narcissistic meltdown over Sadie living her best life without him.
Right now.
And it's stated that they had plenty of wacky space adventures in the process. Steven Universe's biggest problem was it oriented its perspective entirely around Steven. If he wasn't there to see something happen, then the audience didn't get to see it either. This is actually quite unusual, as no other animated series has done this. Now,
Bullshit! Bullshit! There's plenty of animated shows that are just from the perspective of one character.
a single perspective story isn't inherently a bad idea, but the story has to be
Espionage
written
sent
with
a
it in
super
mind.
chat.
While
Give me my emerald villain gem.
I think Jinx Monsoon said, if Rebecca Sugar calls, you know, definitely. So, there you go.
Steven Universe just bolted a shoujo anime onto it and called it a day. This compounded with another problem of large
Shoujo anime? What, because it's got beautiful backgrounds?
Also, the story taking place with Steven is bumming around Beach City mingling with the locals. So a lot of the show's most interesting events happen entirely off-screen, and the viewer only gets to hear about them later. This would be like if you watched Utena entirely from the perspective of Utena. The story completely falls apart because it needs to cut away to other characters. Also,
Why the fuck are you comparing it to Utena? Again, because she misunderstands the visual homages to Utena as Steven Universe trying to do the same themes, which is very stupid.
in the first arc, you'd miss the student council giving their little Team Rocket motto every episode.
Oh, she purposely mispronounces it. Lily proudly and purposefully mispronounces a Japanese name, but she's not racist, guys.
If it cannot break out of its shell, the chick will die without being born.
This isn't in every episode, actually. You're wrong. Also, there's a period of time where Nanami has proclaimed herself the leader of the student council, and she's in the elevator monologue. So no, it isn't every episode, and it's not even the same form every time, Lily, so you're just lying again.
I mean, at that point, why even bother watching? So Lars of the Stars comes in with, oh yeah, that character you hate? We've given him a shitload of positive character development and put him and a bunch of other fun characters onto fun character-building space adventures. Over there.
Okay. This might be a controversial opinion, but the off-colors are not fun. They did not have enough time to be established as well-rounded characters. They all have exactly one gimmick each. And I really think these episodes should have just been fucking cut from season 5, but obviously they really wanted to make this spin-off, even back then.
Off screen, where you don't get to see it. You need to watch Stephen help Mayor Dewey win a local election. I'm not saying anything you haven't heard
Still, though, not enough flaw for mayor, though.
before. The limited third-person perspective is probably one of the most immediately present and obvious flaws with the series. Anyway, during season 5, Lars eventually made his way back home with the off-colors, and during Future, he and the off-colors left to go back to exploring the stars again. And it seems like—
Well, he didn't leave yet. He expressed his intention to. They didn't leave yet, so it is curious. I don't know if they're gonna have this take place after Future, or if it's going to be in the between time on their way back. I imagine maybe after Future, probably, but who knows?
like this is where the new series will pick up. At first, I thought they were going to go over the adventures that were alluded to
No, I
between
just said
Off-Colors
that.
and Lars of the Stars because it was such a goldmine for good storytelling, where you still have homeworld officers to
I mean, it would be nice to see how Homeworld actually operated before the Empire fell. I mean, but that was never lore that the Crudiverse was really interested in building upon. Like, trust me, I have combed over all of the gem lore for my own purposes in writing my fan comic, and they didn't care, okay? I'm not even saying that like it's a bad thing, but like it was not their priority to give hard world building to the gem stuff, because the gem stuff is largely allegory.
throw a wrench into the mix, but it seems like they decided to go with something post-Future. Fair enough, I guess, but with Homeworld having been
We don't
largely
even know if it is, though. There's only a logo. There's no information on this show at all yet.
defanged thanks to Steven's signature skill of being the author's favorite, I struggled to think of what
No, idiot. Lars is the author's favorite.
would actually serve as a bringer of conflict. But then I stopped and stepped back for a moment because
Zach Callison probably isn't returning for this show, so Steven's probably not going to be in it at all, which, you know, might be actually be a good thing. So, you know, Steven could just fucking rest for once.
that line of thinking implies there needs to be a major villain in the first place. Think about Star Trek, a series that in most cases had episodes largely disconnected from each other, featuring
Now you're talking about
thematically
fucking
appropriate
Star
conflicts of
Trek.
the week, which was better, by the way. So the ship
I want it to be episodic. Of course.
encounter something new and interesting every single episode, like the crystalline entity, or Q, or some space tech.
And does
bros,
this have to do
or
with fucking
Homeworld, but
Steven
well
Universe?
written. Good
Again, though,
need
she had to pad out this fucking video because, like, but, yeah, because there's nothing to talk about with this show yet.
be an overarching conflict because that wasn't the point. Steven Universe as a series always liked to be about big ideas. Now they could just get really philosophical if they wanted
What the fuck are you talking about? It's all about personal, interconnected relationships.
Majin Lifestyle sent a super chat. Perhaps they'll do a mix of Lars in space during SU, maybe as flashbacks, and maybe some post-future?
I could see that. Remember that time we did. but no, Steven Universe has never been about big ideas, for fuck's sake.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. You dislike the off-colors as well?
Hey.
Finally someone that understands wasted potential.
Well, maybe they'll be fleshed out in the new show, and I can like them. The only one I like is Pad Parashka, because she's cute. But, yeah, like, the show was never about big ideas. It was always about personal relationships. It was just couched in this fantastical setting and this sci-fi concept. But the sci-fi concept was never, like, the important thing, as I was just saying, because I never, like, fleshed out any hard lore or anything. It was always there to be allegory.
creating stories tailor-made for whatever they want to talk about that week. Lars and the Off-Colors already had a good setting, a framework that could keep the story focused without dragging anywhere, and it can work from a completely fresh slate. Lars of the Stars certainly has the potential to emulate classic science fiction serials like Flash Gordon or The Star Lost, though knowing Sugar is probably going to look—
Actually, if they do like a Flash Gordon type tone with it, I think I would enjoy that.
classic science fiction serials like Flash Gordon or The Star Lost, though knowing Sugar is probably going to look closer to Captain Harlock crossed with Ganbear Robocon. Hell, give it—
Why Ganbear Robocon? What even is that? But yes, he's wearing Captain Harlock's cloak. We all know that, Lily.
in the change of protagonist, I wonder if the series will finally—
Otherwise, he's nothing like fucking Harlock, so...
settle its internal contradiction of big fight scenes are cool, but violence bad. Me.
Yeah, you still don't understand the fucking series, Lily. And I like how you, for fight scenes, you showed a shot of the characters, like, sparring. They weren't even in a real fight.
Given the gems can be completely incapacitated without killing them, there really isn't a reason for the off-colors and Lars to object to going guns blazing in a fight and then book it out of dodge before the cops show up.
Well, yeah, that's why it was so brilliant to make how gems can be defeated a thing. I always thought it was, like, super smart when it first came up in the show, because I was like, oh, that's cute, because they disappear in a puff of smoke like a video game character. And there's no blood or anything. That's, like, a perfect way to get around, like, your fantasy violence in a kid's show. You know? They're like video game models, and they disappear in a puff of smoke. Like they get down to 0 HP, you know? It's cute. I like it.
I mean, it's a space adventure. You can't have a space adventure without space battles. Even Jean-Jacques Rousseau in The Power of Friendship and Diversity understood that if you have ships in space, they're gonna have to shoot lasers at each other at some point. Even just disabling the engines is a good alternative. Just, you know, something other than the characters sitting around verbally describing themselves. While I generally found...
again, we have no idea what the show is even going to be like or what it's going to focus on or be about. I mean, the only thing is maybe it's going to focus on gem lore, which I would love.
Lars annoying as a character and about as useful as a piece of dust trapped under the eyelid, his new characterization in Lars of the Stars was actually quite enjoyable. Given the off-screen nature of his character, I always joke that they killed him off and replaced him with a Douglas Adams character, but getting to see that happen in real time actually has me very interested.
So you still think it's bad that he, like, was just suddenly introduced as, like, a cooler character, but I mean, I still hated him. I hated Lars up until his very last episode, Little Graduation, where he was finally so not worried about being cool, he was cool. So, he was only fucking tolerable in that one episode to me. But if he's like that for this spin-off show, then I won't mind him so much, I guess. But, yeah.
To see that happen in real time actually has me very interested. CD, I don't get it. You've had so many bad things to say about Steven Universe, but you're optimistic about this? Well, see, Pixie, this is why you need to pay attention to what I'm saying, rather than tuning me out and putting words in my mouth. Much of Steven Universe's issues stem from it being the creator's baby, packed to the gills with—
No, Lily, you keep saying this. It's not Rebecca Sugar's baby. She was asked to develop a show for Cartoon Network.
Ironic sent a super chat. It's a kid's show, Lily. You can't just teach kids wanton violence.
But this is how she thinks animation works, like a webcomic, where it's just like one person driving everything, and it was like an idea they've had since they were 11 or something. No, she worked on Adventure Time, and then she was asked to develop a show for Cartoon Network and developed a completely new concept. This wasn't like, oh, these are my OCs from when I was 12, and I just have to put them in a show. Like, no, that wasn't it at all. She was asked to develop a show, and she did. That doesn't make it, oh, her precious baby. And this is where Lily's just gonna lie and pretend that the show wasn't heavily restricted by the fucking executives at Cartoon Network and wasn't put in a 6 a.m. time slot to fucking die.
With every single inspiration and indulgence possible. It's one of those instances where a creative gets the chance to make their perfect—
Oh yeah, she just hates references to things. I think because she doesn't pick up on them, and she's mad when other people do. That seems to be the feeling I get from that. Like, she just absolutely hates. And the thing I've always pointed out is all the references to different things, mostly anime, in Steven Universe are the perfect kind of references. Because if you don't know it's a reference, it doesn't stand out or interrupt the scene at all. It still makes sense in context. So even if you don't know it's a reference, it won't disrupt your viewing experience. I don't know how she just cannot understand this.
Animated show, and so crams everything they possibly can into it, because they might not get a second chance. It's like an author's first novel. So throwing more things into Baby's trough is more important than refining what's actually in there. So
she's just making up shit after claiming people put words in her mouth.
That end, I'd always been interested in Sugar's second project. Both that film she's doing with the Amphibia guy, I forget his name, and this have the air of something more focused and less distracted. So
didn't you, like, refuse to look at Amphibia because you hate adventure fantasy and think it's, like, making no slice of life shows ever be made again somehow? Like, ugh.
I remain quite optimistic. It's worth remembering that unlike Twitter users who have melted their brains with memes, a critic will dislike things for tangible reasons. And if those—
Lily, no, you don't, though. You just make up shit. Let's see. Critics also don't hold grudges, so it doesn't matter if SU is bad, everything else Sugar makes will be judged with a clean slate. Except, Lily, the reason you have shat on Steven Universe for, like, the last, like, 10 fucking years.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. It's a kid show. I think I'd rather see gems poof than some a gem getting Mortal Kombat fatality gem go everywhere.
Yeah. But like, Lily, you hold grudges. You shat all over Steven Universe because your fucking ex-girlfriend liked it. You moron, the one you stole your surname from.
Those tangible reasons are removed, they'll start liking a thing again. But there is one thing that gives me pause, and that's the fact that it's a series being made for Prime Video. Streaming services are bad, always have been, and Steven Universe itself was collapsing under the weight of a tight budget, being managed like the economy.
Lily, look at fucking gangbusters Has-Been Hotel is making, and you're not even, like, a hater. You praise it because KP likes it, I think. So you wanted to get back at... Or KP doesn't like it, so you wanted to get back at her. Lily only likes or dislikes things based on, like, if the people around her like or dislike them, I swear.
Under a conservative government. Now that budget is about to get even tighter, and this new series is likely going to conform to the new streaming standards of 8 episodes, a third of a season's real length.
Oh yeah, she has this whole hang-up that seasons have to be 26 episodes, because that's how it's always been on network television. But, like, that doesn't, like, dictate that's what a show length should be. Like, a show length can be fucking anything. Like, the only reason why we had 26 episode seasons was to get people coming back to a particular time slot every week so they could be advertised to. That is why that format existed. That doesn't mean, like, it's a rule or something. I actually prefer streaming seasons. I might be unique in this, but I like that the episodes can be any length. They're usually like an hour in a lot of shows. I mean, Lars of the Stars, hey, maybe we'll have full-length fucking 22-minute episodes, even. Because one of the worst constraints Steven Universe had was every episode had to be 11 fucking minutes long. Even though some of the episodes, like, Jailbreak, just warp space and time and always feel like they're longer than 11 minutes somehow. But each episode, they were limited to 11 fucking minutes per episode. That was one of the biggest things hampering the show, I feel. So we might even get, like, full half-hour fucking episodes. Isn't that good? But yeah, so I prefer streaming. 10 season episodes, 8 season episodes with an hour each or so, fine. Choose the fat, doesn't need filler. They can tell the story they want to tell. They're not constrained by ad breaks. So, personally, I prefer streaming seasons.
If it goes mini-series and is written specifically for that with no intention of...
Seaweed Fanatic sent a super chat. $2 and hopes Pixie is safe.
Yes, we need to get her out of there into her girlfriend Midori.
Sent a super chat. The Adventure Time spin-off had plenty to work with.
Oh yeah, the Fiona and Cake, right? And that was also made for streaming, and it was fine, so...
the second season, then great, but these shows rarely are, I guess we'll see. Either way, I hope it's good. I wish everything on TV was good. No doubt SU stans are inventing new fanfiction about how I'm going to rip it to pieces out of a combination of anti-Zionism and jealousy, but no, I'm actually quite enthusiastic about this. Contrary to popular belief, I didn't make the original SU video expecting it to blow up. In fact, I wish YouTube audiences weren't so hyper-focused on negativity all the time, because I much prefer making videos like the Nom Nom Nami video where the...
Yeah, and they don't do well.
Margin Lifestyle sent a super chat. Lily has a strange way of liking and disliking shows on bias. If her enemies hate it, she likes it. If her friends hate it, she hates it. If her friends like it, she hates it. Never any real thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. Where did the anti-Zionism come from? Is it because Rebecca Sugar is Jewish? What are you saying? But yeah, Lily, those videos did shitty because nobody cares about the subject matter. That's why. She's like, I have to be negative or else I can't get attention on YouTube. But it's like, no, you're just talking about, like, fucking obscure bullshit nobody cares about.
Cryohazard sent a super chat. FLCL and Takapi's original sin were short and good enough.
Yeah, Fooly Cooley is like, what, 6 episodes, I think? It was an OVA, yeah. So, and it's because you don't do any good SEO. Look at this. This is why this video is going to poor. I'll go over it afterward.
Place further than the universe video. The ones where I just found something I really like and need to bother all of you with it immediately. But
what did that say? Dirty secret of YouTubers. We actually prefer making positive videos. It's just that you guys won't click on anything that isn't mockery, rage, or drama. See, even when I'm making fun of something, though, I tend to bring positive things, you know? I tend to talk about how you can use this as a lesson for yourself to be a better creator, you know? You can be positive even while mocking something, Lily. I do it all the time.
something I really like and need to bother all of you with it immediately. But those videos historically...
Oh yeah, isn't this the scene where the girl's mother in Antarctica is about to beat her with kitchenware? I thought like scenes of abuse trigger you, Lily. How come this girl getting like just about to be thrashed by her mom doesn't trigger you?
Majin Lifestyle sent a super chat. Wait, I missed it. Did Lily just dog whistle all Jews a Zionist?
Maybe? I have no idea what the fuck she even meant by that statement.
Perform the worst, and I've often been asked, by malicious actors no less, why make this? Nobody cares about this.
Yeah, I have asked you. You can call me malicious actor all you want, but Lily, yeah. Why make this? Why make this and then complain about your low numbers?
Malicious actors no less. Why make this? Nobody cares about this. I still make them because I will jam forks into my eyes before I become a fucking engagement whore.
Even though you are now algo chasing with topical videos, like, weeks too late. Which is also funny.
Who cares about nothing but chasing trends to maximize viewership?
Then what's this video, Lily? There's nothing about this show yet. Except a logo. There's absolutely no information, so why did you make this video? Oh, geez, is it because you're chasing a trending topic? You just did it poorly?
I'm out of the fucking subject, and I have a sneering disregard for people who make videos, not because they enjoy making them, but because they simply want engagement. So
I enjoy streaming a lot. I was sick to my stomach trying to fix these fucking connection issues all weekend. Because I was like, oh no, what if I can't stream for like 2 weeks? Ah!
Say if you do see a video from me on the series pop up in your feed, that means it was good. If it's bad, I won't be doing a video on it. Steven Universe's weird sacred cow status, and the fanbase being a gibbering pack of
How is it a sacred fucking cow? It is like one of the most maligned shows on the internet. It's mostly because it's gay. And you know that. Same thing with fucking Has-Been Hotel. Like, fucking Vizzypop is getting the Rebecca Sugar treatment because she's a female showrunner who made a really gay show. Like, it's a pattern.
Cis transphobic baboons means it's not worth it putting up with the inevitable harassment I get for covering it negatively. Just a few months ago, they took me saying I hadn't seen Steven Universe before deciding to make in-a-minute videos on it to mean I made that big critical video without watching the show because...
I would believe that, though, actually. I would.
They're a combination of angry, delusional, and bafflingly illiterate. The worst.
Then again, Lily, in one of your Done Meshy videos, you said you think you can skip 7 episodes of any show and not miss anything. It's not a very good habit for a critic to have, and we know you only watched the first 2 episodes of Dungeon Meshy, and then skipped to Fallon's Resurrection, and just, like, looked up clips and story synopsises in between, because you didn't even know, like, some characters' names or genders.
Oblivion Blade TD sent a super chat. Fun fact, Lily thinks Antonico was kneecapped by his change of heart in Ratatouille, rather than it being a case of a guy getting premium lost in his passions. She just don't understand anything, let alone Steven Universe.
She doesn't. She's like, oh, Anton's a real critic because he changed his mind. But it's like, actually, someone on the forums had like a really good discussion about that. Like, they probably said it better than I can. Maybe we'll look that up. But, anyway.
First thing about Steven Universe is, and has always been, the fan base. Here's hoping if this new series is good, the fan base doesn't ruin it for everyone like they did before.
Well, that was a waste of fucking time, as I expected. But here, Lily, this is why you're failing, Lily. Not only are you chasing trends weeks too late, look at your fucking title and your fucking description. So that new SU reveal looks neat. Who's searching SU, Lily? Why didn't you put Steven Universe anywhere in your title or description? Why didn't you write a description at all? Why didn't you say, I am looking at Lars of the Stars, which is another good keyword? You have really bad SEO. That is one reason you are failing. It's also the name change, but you can't go back because I'm sitting on your old username.
It's Bus sent a super chat, saying SU is the sacred cow and Teen Titan Go is a crate.
Yeah. Anyway, hang on. Let's look at the Sci Highlights channel. What the fuck is this?
Just get right into it, huh?
What the fuck is this? Excuse you? Well, they're not monetized. I guess I can let it slide. But that's just kind of funny. But yeah. Guys, I've made it. I really made it now, guys. I really made it now. Yeah, Highlights. If somebody wants to make a new highlight channel, There you go, you got a name already. Anyway, let's talk about, Knights of Guinevere for a bit. I can't spell. They announced the cast recently. You show me some random... Oh, god fucking damn it. I just want to find... voice actor list. I just have to go to my Twitter for it. Hang on, my iTunes is making me put in my password to play this song. What the fuck? Yes, yes. Why do you keep deauthorizing yourself? Yeah, we'll watch the trailer too, why not?
Awesomeness. Sent a super chat. Stolen Psy content tax.
Yeah, right? Oh, come on, iTunes. Okay, seems to be better now. Let me just go to Twitter, because I know I favorited it, I think. This is a great video to pop right up on my feed here. Thank you, Sean Murray. Alright, I'm pretty sure I liked it. Oh yeah, here's some of the shit people are building in No Man's Sky right now. They're custom ships. You can do shit like this now. I think it's a Corvette, which you can have your multiplayer friends ride around with you in, which is cool. Yeah, there's ProZD. Oh yeah, this fucking Sora cosplayer doing...
Denmark sent a super chat. Almost forgot my straight tax.
This video of a fucking Sora cosplayer just like raving while doing Kingdom Hearts 1 moves. Fucking funny shit. This is my favorites on Twitter, everyone.
Greg Charles sent a super chat. Hey Sai, just to get that bad
Did I not
taste of
favorite
out of
it?
our mouths. I got to meet Rebecca Sugar in person at Gallery Nucleus last Friday. She was awesome.
Aw, nice. That's cool. Alright, let's just go to Glitch's main page. It's gotta be there. Here we go. Voice cast. The first one that actually jumped out to me, other than ProZD down here, Michaela Laws, who was the original voice of Ayano in Yandere Simulator, is in this. And I was like, oh, good for her. She's getting real work after ditching Yandev. You know? Thank God. So I'm actually very excited about this show. I've never seen Owl House. I don't know anything about Dana Terrace, but this show looks very interesting to me. And I guess it takes place in like a city-wide amusement park. So let's watch the trailer. Let's watch the trailer. Why not? Might be where we wrap up too. And it's 2D animated, which makes me very excited. Here we go, guys. Actually, I'm gonna pause the supers real quick.
Once upon a time, and this was a very long time ago indeed, there was a princess, trapped in a tall, tall tower, and locked away by complicated machines that ran on blood and fear. Will she ever escape? Will she ever find her knights?
This all looks so fucking cool.
Oh, why hello. Didn't notice you there. Come closer. Meet some very good friends of mine.
Yeah, so that's looking pretty fucking awesome to me.
Yo, KyLover699 send a super chat. Ace tax.
Thank you. We have another one.
Espionata sent a super chat. If you like Wendy Malick, then you will like the Owl House. She's awesome.
I will watch it eventually, guys. I promise. Okay, but this is much more interesting looking to me. So maybe let's talk about my predictions.
Scoony sent a super chat.
Yeah.
Speaking of animation, Salad Fingers just put up a new video today if you're interested.
I already watched it. I muted Malcolm to watch it. But yeah, so I'm guessing, like, from stuff like this is part of the amusement park where, like, the staff lives. Because if it's a citywide amusement park, people must live there, you know? So this is probably where all the workers and cast live. Because I doubt, like, the main amusement park would be all graffitied and shit, you know? And then I have, like, a theory. Like, I know it focuses on one of these Guinevere androids, but there's gotta be more than one, right? I think this is our main girl, though. But there's gotta be more than one Guinevere android.
Bylonic sent a super chat. You think she still holds resentment towards Disney?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. But people are right. Don't treat this as just like, oh, this is just Dana Terrace giving a middle finger to Disney. I think there's more to it than that. And then you got, the young girl, who's also old. 'Cause she did say it was a very long time ago. So, let's see. So there's a voice for the same character as old and young, right? So I'm wondering if, like, in reality she is an old lady, but she's kind of stuck in this sort of AR/VR area, maybe, you know?
Yo, KyLover699 sent a super chat. New Digimon TCG set and new glitch show? I'm eating good on Sept 19th.
There's so much cool shit coming out in September, man. There's gonna be a new Hell of a Boss short. There's gonna be a ton of shit this month. So, I'm wondering if, like, she's kept as a child in this space. You know, maybe by evil Walt Disney over there. Because you can see him coming in the door at the end when she's in her room. So, and there's, like, this whole...
Sent a super chat. She might be a failed prototype that was ditched.
I don't know. But there's this whole thing, like, there's a poster. Hang on. Knights of Guinevere poster. There's a poster, and, say it on here? Well, there was at least one poster that was like, shh, she's dreaming. And in the preview of it, it was like a big deal that the robot was waking up. So I think there might
Smooth
be...
Illustrated sent a super chat. Imagine like the future of Disney World run down with all the animatronic and AI running around.
Yeah, right. So I'm thinking there might be like a virtual reality aspect to the park. You know? Because look at the teaser.
She's dreaming. Oh shit, she's waking up! Hey, hold her down!
Also makes me wonder if, like, all the Gwen androids are maybe like a hive mind and they're all plugged into this one virtual reality version of the princess, but this is all just my speculation. I could be completely wrong about all this. My problem is I see a trailer and I start writing a story in my head about what it's about. But I am very excited for this project. I think it looks really cool, and I love that robotic body horror shit. Yes, num num num, give me all of this. I love shit like this. And we can see the two ladies who are the main characters, who I didn't really notice it was their designs here at first. You can see them all the way back here, because it's Frankie and Andy are the main characters, it seems, who I guess hang out with one of these broken robots, or the main broken robot? No, who knows?
Majin Lifestyle sent a super chat. I mean no offense when I say this, but saying this show is just Dana airing the dirty laundry she has toward Disney is a very Lily way of thinking.
It is, yeah. I think there's definitely more to it than that. So, yeah, theory crafting is fun. So, yeah, it could be one Gwen controlling all the androids, so she, like, experiences everything every android does, you know? It could be something crazy like that. And yeah, somebody just said it right, it's less FNAF and more Westworld over here, you know? It seems like this is going to be kind of mind-trippy and abstract, which, you know, I'm all for that. So I'm pretty fucking excited about this. I will definitely be watching it day one. Definitely. So, we've been going for an hour and a half. I think that might be enough. I've tested the connection, we've tested the stream, everything is working as it should, thank fucking God. So I think I might actually wrap it up there. Maybe I will, have you guys go to someone else if somebody else is streaming. Let me just check. Can I open the studio from here? No. So this was mostly just to make up for my stream getting interrupted. It wasn't Cox Communications' fault. It was my computer was the problem, guys. I'm sorry I slandered them. I did explain the whole rigmarole I went through at the beginning and how long this has actually been slowly failing on me. So let me just see if anybody else is streaming. I can send you guys soon. Then we'll have a normal art stream on Wednesday. We'll probably be like a 2 or 3 hour one, and then, like I said, Wolf Among Us will be, this weekend.
Jessael sent a super chat. Stream didn't crash tab.
Yay! Thank you. And thank you all for your super chats. You're very generous. I do appreciate it. It helps me do what I do. Maybe I'll just send you guys the dated. Whoever fell asleep during this is gonna wake up to, like, grimy, dark ambient music. Which is cool. Alright, I'm gonna head out now, guys. Thank you all for coming and helping me test this out and laughing at Lily with me. Uh-oh.
Landpast sent a super chat. I got hit by the train side.
Silent Hill 3? I told you not to get hit by the train. I'm leaving. Anyway, good night. I'll see you guys Wednesday.